Yeah, this one of the ones. We gonna get into it. You know, if you didn't know, I'm a parent. You know, I have an adult daughter and a soon to be 5-year-old daughter. So this conversation, right? This conversation is about a parent and their adult child. A parent and their adult child, right? You know, as a parent, especially a good parent that's in their child's life, right? When you in your child's life, you start to have an understanding of what your child's strengths and weaknesses are, right? To a degree. I mean, of course, over time as an adult, they can enhance, get better at, recognize their ways and attempt to make those changes, right? But what happens as a parent when you come to a point? What happens when you have a child, right? That you feel, let's be honest, right? Sean B. Stoll, I talk about being real, huh? Being realistic. So as a parent, right? What happens when you, the parent, with your now adult child, you start to recognize their weaknesses? Now, we're not talking about kids, right? Yeah, you may have seen things when they were a little kid, and you try to help change that or try to help them see a different way. And maybe as a parent, especially on the guy side, what happens when you, the parent, wasn't in their life every day in a sense of you and the mother are no longer together. You and the mother, you've been fighting since the kid was 4 or 5 after y'all split. You've been trying to fight to have a presence in your child's life other than a paycheck. What happens with the father when his ideology or his understanding on how you want to raise his daughter is different than the mom's, and y'all in two different households? You have two different structures. See, people want to talk about the baby mama, want this, want that. Okay, that's one side, but there's a whole nother side that most people, most individuals do not have that conversation about. And that's what I'm talking about today. What happens if this is one of those situations where, as a father, you've been grinding, you've been putting yourself in position, you done took losses, you done took L's, and you found a way to put yourself in position so you can be a better father financially? Let's keep it real. That's important. You done took a lot of L's. You took a lot of L's as a father, whether it was you picking the wrong mother for your child. Let's be honest. You picking the wrong woman for your child birth. See, people talk about, okay, I'm sliding in this, I'm sliding in that. As a grown man, I'm here to tell you there's a lot of flaws with that, not just in the relationship. It's also trickled down to your kids. It's also creating a separation in the dynamic from father to daughter to mother to father. Do you feel? So what happens, right? What happens when you as a parent, father, mother, guardian, whoever, if you've been in that child's life for a long period of time, especially when they're a little child, growing up to, you know, growing up to be a young adult, and you see certain traits in them, you see certain things in them where you're trying to find a way to curve that because you done been through, they haven't been your age, you've been their age. So if you a parent and you've been grinding, you've been putting yourself in position so you can show your child, your children, hey, you may fall, you may fumble, you may lose the bag, but that's not the end of the story. You know what I'm saying? That's not the end of the story. Hold up. Fix this light. That's not the end of the story. So you've been grinding, right? Because everybody talk about you want to have your kids have a better life than you. I agree with that. You don't want your kids going through the same struggles that you did. I agree with that. That's true. You don't want your kids being exposed too young to certain type of negative elements in life. I agree with that. That's true. You want to show your child that, yeah, this is where I came from, humble beginnings. But for you, you don't have to go through the same struggles I went through. We all going to struggle in some type of way. Doesn't matter of your financial status. There's always a struggle somewhere in that process. But what I'm talking about, right? As you as a parent, you got in position. So you know how to handle yourself in pressure cooker situations. So you trying to build up your child, your children, to at least have an understanding. You don't have to understand what I went through. That's not the point. The point is for you to understand your position in the sense of you started off, like they say, with a golden spoon. You started off at a higher level. You started off where everybody at level 1, you at level 10, you at level 5, you at level 20. So as a parent, right? As a parent, how do you handle that when you're talking about your adult child? As a parent, how can you look at the life force that's in front of you that has your same complexion, that has your same demeanor, but they don't have the same hustle? Do you feel me? And when I say they don't have that same hustle, I'm not saying directly on how you did it, but in the sense of understanding that just what I said, you started off at level 10, you started off at level 20. So respect the process of how I put you in that position. And you recognize that this greatness here, and I'm trying to continue it with you in your own path, in your own way. I just don't want you to fumble so far, fumble so bad. You know what I'm saying? Lose track so much to where it's everything I built you up to, you throw it away. And I'm not saying you have to be just like your parents. No. Me as a father, right? I get it. I work a lot of hours a week. I still produce these YouTube videos. I still do things with my family when I can. Not everybody can put in 100+ hours a week like me. Not everybody can handle that pressure cooker like me, and I make it look good for you, huh? Do you feel? I am Sean B. Stoll, if you didn't know. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment. You can share it. It's cool. You looking for grown man, grown folk conversation? I'm that guy. You looking for that self-motivation? I am that guy. My flow is the flow. Do you feel me though? Like I said, man, I'm not here to bring the fluff, man. You don't know what that is? Go back and watch my videos under the video tab. And then after you get finished with that, hit that live tab so you can get updated till today, man. My sauce is my sauce. We gonna keep this going, huh? 'Cause I ain't finished yet. So what do you do when you as a parent, you know a lot of the pitfalls of life. And even though I'm not the era of today, I still am a part of the era of today. Because I'm not dead. I'm not gone. I'm not falling off. I haven't fumbled. And if I did, I recovered and I'm back. So what do you do as a parent when you've been through a lot of life obstacles and you trying to present it to your child to say, hey, that oven, when it's on, is hot. Don't touch it. Huh? Don't go down that way because it's, you know, the lights is broken. You can't see nothing. You don't know what's in between those alleyway crevices. Don't go down that way. How do you relate that to your children or your child as they are adults? See, as a when they're a child, when they're children, underage adults, it's a little bit different. To my parents, you know what I mean. But when they come an adult or they have the mentality that they know everything, and even though you still got the sauce, you still got the the pizzazz, you still know what it is to a degree, because you still out here popping. You feel me? When you want to take trips as a parent, you can do that. You feel me? You want to go to the dealership and cop that thing, yeah, you can do that. Because you've been grinding, you know what it is. You know how to manipulate money when it comes to cash, credit cards. Credit, come on, man. My digital reputation, I'm giving you sauce all through these videos. You know how to do all that. So when your kid becomes an adult, They see how you got it. You've been trying to teach them things, understanding your credit, understanding this is what you got to pay for taxes. If you get this amount of money, expect to pay this much in taxes. Put this in the savings. If you work here and you get, you know what I'm saying, a contract, they don't take taxes out. This is how you do this. This is how you do that. You built yourself up and you got all this knowledge. You got this information. You're trying to pass it on, but you got a child that don't want to take it, that don't want to listen, thinking they know everything, but they really know nothing. Do you feel? So I say again, what do you do with your adult child, right? See, I'm trying to build this up because it's a really good point I want to leave this with, right? But I look at it, right? When they say not everybody can go, when they say not everybody can make it, when they say not everybody got the sauce, what if that applies to your own child? What do you do then as an adult, as a parent? You know, I'm the type, right? No matter what my child or children do, I'm always going to look out for them. It doesn't matter. I will always have certain things in place. As I get more successful, as I have been successful, I'm going to always have a will. Well, I already have a will. I have certain things in order where if something happened to me, whatever my property is, whatever finances that I have are already allocated to the individuals it's going to be taken care of. It's already in place, right? You know, I got health insurance. I also have life insurance. It's already set up. Like Nas say, it was already written. Just in case, right? Just in case. That's what just type of individual I am. I'm not a man of today. I'm a man that's always thinking forward, thinking ahead, trying to figure out the next play. Because I've been grinding for so long. I done took so many L's, whether it's dealing with corporations, whether it's dealing with relationships, whether it's dealing with family members. And I'm okay with all that. Because that's what turned me into B Stola today. I'm B Stola not on some type of criminal activity. No. I'm a B Stola about my life, about the things I want to achieve, about the things I want to put out into the universe. That energy. Do you feel? Yeah. Yeah. Respect this sauce, man. New to my channel, hit that subscribe button. You like what I'm kicking? Drop something in that super chat. You watching it on a playback, put something in that super thanks, man. Appreciate the content by appreciating that super and thanks super chat, huh? Respect the show. Respect the channel, man. Because I bring y'all this sauce. You know, and excuse me, to any new parents out there, you know, with newborns. I know this will probably be something you're definitely not going to think about right now. But if you do, make sure you put certain things in place if you haven't already, whether it's related to life insurance, whether it's related to your finances, property. Make sure you start considering if you haven't done so already. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you do, plan on doing in the future, and as you get older, and how you want your child to take over certain things, try to figure out ways if they don't want to take over your business, if they don't want the property, you have to figure out what to do with it. Because not every child, now all children are going to want the same thing you want, which is okay. But if that's not the case, what do you do then? See, you can build and build and build, but the ones under you coming up from you don't want what you have. What do you do then? You know what I mean? See, my show, my channel is designed to make you think a little bit different than what you used to. And it's all based around my life experiences and people that surround me and conversations I like to talk about, huh? So it's like with your adult child, right? As a parent, as they come up, you start to recognize what their strengths are, what their weaknesses are, right? But how do you handle that? How do you help them without them not even recognizing it to a degree, right? Because they're going to always need your assistance, regardless of their age. They're going to always come to you to a degree, whether it's before something drastic happened or after something drastic happened in their life. If you're in your child's life, they're going to come to you at some point. But as a parent, when do you draw the line? When do you say enough is enough? When do you say, I didn't put you in position compared to the average, you above that? Compared to the average, you on a whole nother level. It's like a video game. They starting at level 1. And what did I say earlier in this video? You starting at level 10, 20. So look at all these steps they got to go through to get closer to you. And you don't even recognize it because you was born that way and you was born in that position. And with some kids, with my experience, even talking to some of the people I work with, when you talk about their children, right? Some children, adult children I'm talking about, right? Adult kids I'm talking about, right? Some kids just, they don't have that desire that you had. They don't have that drive, that motor, that motivation that you had. So how do you handle that as an adult, as a parent? How do you handle that? When you, it's like you have this gigantic mansion you done built, right? You done brick by brick, you helped build this mansion up. You got everything in there, all the flyers, designer, whoever. You got import, export. You got this from France. You got, see them bricks right there? Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. That granite right there, that came from Italy, huh? You know what I'm saying? You got the brand new range thing in the garage. You got the Maybach. You got all the stuff they talk about on these channels if if you win the lottery. All that stuff that they rush and go get when they finally get that big check. You got all that already. You like, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. When I had kids, Oh yeah, they gonna be happy with this. They gonna be happy with this mansion. I got what I said. What Lil Wayne say? I got 10 bathrooms. I can all day. So you got this gigantic mansion, 10 bathrooms, 20 rooms, 12-car garage, but you only got 6 cars. You done built up this mansion brick by brick. It's blood in them in that concrete. There's blood in that, you know what I'm saying? In that granite top. Cause you done grit that long to get in position. Your kids is up. You done showed them. They done went to all the best schools to the best of your ability. And then y'all finally had a conversation. Well, you've been having conversations, but your child finally want to have a conversation with you and say, hey, I don't want none of this. Do you feel me? Or the flip side to that, right? What if they say they want all this, but they don't want to work to maintain this because they had it? They started at level 20. They started at level 20. So why I need to work for it? Why I have to worry about the taxes? Why I have to worry about the maintenance on the cars? Why I have to worry about the landscaping? Why I have to worry about that when I started at level 20? So all this should be given. I shouldn't have to work that hard. And if I do work, I'm gonna do the minimum because I had it that easy. So why I need to work the way you work? I understand you put blood and sweat and tears in this mansion, but I don't have to work that. I don't have to work that hard. I don't want to have to go through what you went through to a degree to maintain this. It should just be given to me. And what if you, as a parent, right, you knew a lot of this early on already? Because let's be honest, right? As a parent, it's just me and you talking right now, right? As your kid comes up, goes to school, as your kid comes up, go to school, elementary, junior high, high school, etc., right? As your kid is coming up, you start to recognize certain patterns. You start recognize a lot of their behavior is not beneficial for them in the future as they get older. They lack a daisy type of attitude. Their laziness when it comes to wanting to learn things. Their laziness of a understanding of, hey, for you to have these things, this take this much energy. It take this much work for you to continue to have these things. You like this Range Rover. You like this mansion. Did you know this mansion monthly expense is over 10,000, over 20,000? That's the monthly expense. It could be way more than that, but this is just an example. Follow me. So as your kid is coming up, they started off at level 20. So yeah, they want to work, but not that much. Yeah, they want to go to school, but they not studying that hard. Yeah, they understand they gotta get out here and everybody's struggle is different and They have to get out here and apply themselves, but how much do they really apply knowing that they parent got it, knowing that they parent is going to help them when they get in difficult situations, knowing they parent is going to help them when they have obstacles they have to go over or around or through. What happens when the parent recognize all of that? And then how do you treat it at that point? Because now you're not talking to a child when they adult. Now you're not talking to a kid who's willing to listen, or the child just have it in their head what they believe, how they see it, and that's it. What do you as a parent do in that situation? Because eventually, as a parent, you're going to get to an age where you can't move like you used to. Yeah, your life is set up. You know what I'm saying? You done worked at this Fortune 500 company. You got this private business. You got a certain allotment of money coming to you when you're ready to shut it down. So your future is already set for yourself. But what do you do with the child then? When either A, they don't want the things that you have, that you work so hard for. They willing to sell it all. But I guess that's how it goes, right? If I think about it as I'm saying this, right? So I done built all this, my bricks, all these bricks with that pain in these bricks. That blood is in them bricks. I done built all this up, and I'm the only one that values it. So when I'm gone, I'm no longer here, it all goes away. Or it goes to somebody completely different other than my family, my loved ones, my children. It's all sold out, gone. It's like you never existed. So you had a legacy that you'd have built up for yourself, but it has no value to the loved ones around you. Do you feel me? Excuse me. So what do you do then? And then on top of all that, right? Like I said, we in the pressure cooker today. This is the pressure cooker. So on top of all that I just mentioned, your kids still need support from you. Your kids still need you to support them and what they have going on. But you as a parent, deep down inside, you don't even believe they have that type of motor behind them. They don't have that type of hustle mentality of for their own selves to really achieve the things that they want, because either A, they didn't have to work that hard for it, or B, they think it should be handed to them. So what do you do then with your grown adult child? What do you do when everything you built can be easily destroyed by the life force that you didn't help build up to be a strong, an adult who came in the game at a level 20 when everybody's starting at level 1 or 0, what do you do with your grown adult who just doesn't have that DNA that you possess in the sense of applying yourself, getting out here and getting after it, not settling for less? Yeah, I'm going to take a L, but I'm going to bounce back. Yeah. I didn't win this one, but look at the loss. Let me figure out, why did I lose? Let me figure out what mistakes that I made in the process to put me in this position. You got all that sauce, but you have no one behind you that wants the same sauce or want to take that sauce and elevate it to a higher level. Do you feel? Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. But I guess that's kind of like life, right? I mean, I did a video a while back. You know what I'm saying? To my subscribers, y'all know what it is. I did a video a while back called Everybody Will Disappoint You. And when I said everybody, I'm not excluding myself either. When I say everybody, I'm not just talking about your child, your friends, your loved ones, your business relationships, partner relationships, huh? What about you as a parent? Can you say, or should I say, can you say that maybe you a disappointment as well? Maybe the parent is a disappointment because maybe you was building something and you was the only one that seen the value in it. Maybe you was building something selfishly that only you had the desire for. Is the disappointment with the parent as well? Because most people, myself included, I feel like if I build something, I would want my children or child to want to have some type of interest in it to a degree, especially if it's very successful. I would imagine they will want to continue on, right? So maybe as a parent, maybe you're disappointing yourself thinking that the ones that you didn't help brought into this world to a degree with the grace of God. You didn't help created this life force that you would think that would want to continue the legacy to a degree. I mean, I would imagine that's what most parents want, but is that a parent disappointment for thinking that? You feel me? Because it's like in today's era, right? It's all about, being yourself, finding yourself, being whoever you want to be, right? So maybe as a grown adult that's in this era, but not of this era, maybe we got it wrong, huh? I mean, I don't agree with it, but at the same time, it could be a possibility, right? Maybe that's the answer. Because it's like you have this gigantic mansion, But maybe you the only one that wanted that mansion. Maybe you the only one that wanted that 12-car garage, but I only got 6 cars. So maybe that disappointment is being pointed at the wrong direction. Because maybe just having that small house, a 3-bedroom, 2 bathrooms, 2-car garage, you know, in your common living areas of United States would be fine. Maybe they don't want the big mansion. You feel me? Where you can have your own theme park in your mansion, at your mansion, huh? You can throw concerts, pool parties at your mansion, huh? You can go diving off your diving ramp like Rick Ross, and oh, your ankle give out, your knee give out, and you fall in the pool while everybody laughing. It's got over 10 million views. Maybe they don't want that type of exposure. So maybe as a parent, maybe you got it wrong. You put too much sugar in the sauce. You put too much pepper in the sauce. I mean, who said that they wanted any of these things? You know what I mean? You came up with all these ideas in your head, or you wrote them down, or thought them up. And like they say, just because it's your vision doesn't make it their vision. Do you feel? So when as a parent, I say again, when as a parent, when enough is enough, when as a parent, you have to make that difficult decision. You have to have that difficult conversation and come to the realization that your child may not be that smart. Your child just don't have that understanding. Your child just can't see the vision that you done put them in, and you build it up so much that you would think that they would understand. What happens when your child doesn't have that it factor that you have? How do you treat the situation going forward in the sense of everything that you built, in the sense of everything that you have could be sold off, lost, forgot about, and don't care about? Do you feel? Yeah, I don't care what financial state you in life. You could be a millionaire, billionaire, whatever. You could be a thousandaire, a hunredaire. In my mind, in my opinion, why did you work so hard to build something up so lavishly? Build something up so luxurious, so like, oh my goodness, you seen that house? You see that 12-car garage, but he only got 6. So you done built yourself up, put your kids in a certain position for them to easy sell it, for them to easy let it go, for them to easy, oh, I don't care about it. Or they don't even have that type of mentality in their head of what to expect if I let this go. Or if I don't try to maintain this. Yeah, I might get this lump sum of money, but what happens when that money runs out? And you can't come back to mommy and daddy no more because that was everything they had. They was leaving it to you or giving you the possibility to have it, but you didn't want it. You don't see the value. You don't care about it as much. Or you're not even concerned because it's been handed to you. Things have been given to you on a golden spoon. Golden spoon. You never had to really work that hard. Yeah, you may have went to school. Yeah, you may have had some experience, but you never had to really go out there in the world and face those situations, those obstacles the way I did to make me have this mentality to go get it. You know what I'm saying? To go get it motor that I have in me. How do you convey that to your children? And yeah, I don't want you necessarily to be like me. Of course not. As a parent, I don't want you to be like me. I want you to be better than me. So what happens when your kid don't either comprehend that, don't understand that, doesn't want that, or just don't even have the mental capacity to understand what's being presented to them? And by the time they've realized it, it's either A, too late, or it's too far gone, or you just sold it all, and now you have to deal with life the way it is today. So how do you have that difficult conversation with your children or with yourself, knowing that everything you built can be easily destroyed? Everything you built, you the only one in the room that sees the value. With everything you built, them years, those hours, those L's you took can be easily looked over. And what happens when you didn't put your children in a certain position and they don't know when enough is enough, and for them to go out there and figure it out for themselves because they are adults now? You don't have to do anything you don't want to do when they become an adult. That's the part of being an adult, right? We as a parent, for those who care and want to help, do because they love you. They do it because they know a lot of these obstacles that they had to go through, they don't want you to go through. As a parent, you like, I know what struggles, what L's I took, we all gonna have them in a different way, but I don't want you to experience negatively in the way I had it because I know you're not built like that. How do you have that difficult conversation with your child, with yourself, with your loved ones? See, that's that conversation. That's a pressure cooker. And I don't have the final answer for that, but I'm going to leave you with that. How do you handle those difficult conversations? Do you feel me?